Good morning, all of you. So, yesterday I have completed Fate Money. Okay, Fate Money we have done. That is, so how many kinds of money we have completed? First, we have started with that quantity of money in existence consists of currency, that is coins and paper currency, and then deposit money. Okay, then we have started with the first, that is called coins. Coins are what money? I said coins refer to all metallic money. Then I gave you the meaning of token money. All coins are called token money. Okay, so what is token money? Whose face value is more than intrinsic value, that is metallic value. Is it clear? Then I gave you the meaning of currency notes. Then I told you about convertible and inconvertible money. Then I gave you the meaning of fate money. Okay, now together today we will start with deposit or bank money. Next kinds, write down deposit or bank money. All of you write down the next kinds, that is deposit or bank money. So what is deposit money? We all know that we keep our deposits in the bank. Bank accepts our deposit and issue us the check. Is it clear? And open an account in the name of the depositor. Is it clear? And issue them check. And that check is also used as money. Okay. So write down deposit or bank money. Write down deposits held with bank on the basis of which checks could be drawn. Deposits held with bank. Deposits held with bank on the basis of which checks could be drawn is called deposit money or bank money. Full stop. Okay, so what is deposit money? The bank, the deposits held with the bank. Okay, whose deposits? The public deposit, the people's deposit held with the bank. Okay, so the deposits held with the bank on the basis of which bank bank issues checks, on the basis of which checks could be drawn, is called deposit money or bank money. Is it clear? Now next write down legal tender money. Legal tender money. So write down the meaning of legal tender. Okay, under this you write the money which is legally issued by the central bank of the country is called legal tender money. Okay, so what is legal tender money? The money which is issued by the central bank of the country is called legal tender money. Full stop. Then next write down limited legal tender and unlimited legal tender money. All of you write down the next heading. Limited, the last kinds of money, that is limited legal tender money and unlimited legal tender money. Okay. So what is limited legal tender money? Write down the money which is accepted as legal tender. Money which is accepted as legal tender only up to a certain maximum amount. The money which is accepted as legal tender, the money which is accepted as legal tender only up to certain maximum amount. Only up to certain, and this is the key line, only up to, because it's limited, because it is what? Limited. So money which is accepted as legal tender but only up to certain maximum amount, okay, comma, then it is called limited legal tender money. Full stop. Then write down For example, 5, 10, 20, 25 paise coins, 5, 10, 20, 25 paise coins are legal tender money. Is it clear? Now write down unlimited legal tender money. So write down the money which a person has to accept without any maximum limit. The money which a person has to accept without any maximum limit. Without any maximum limit is called unlimited legal tender money. Is called unlimited legal tender money. Full stop. So today we have completed the kinds of money. Under the kinds of money, we have studied about token money, we have studied about paper money, we have studied about convertible and inconvertible money, we have studied about fiat money, we have studied about deposit money, we have studied about legal tender, and last one we have studied about limited legal tender money and unlimited legal tender money. Is it clear to all of you? So kinds of money today I have completed. So we started the chapter with the meaning of money and kinds of money we have done. Okay. Next, write down functions of money. Next heading, write down functions of money. Okay. Now try to understand. Functions of money is actually classified into 3 categories. We classify the functions of money into 3 categories. Okay. The first category is primary functions of money. The second category is secondary functions of money, and the third category is contingent functions of money. So there are 3. We divide the functions of money into 3 categories. Functions of money are classified into 3 categories. So next topic we are going to start is functions of money. So all of you please write down the next heading, functions of money. Okay. So write down first functions of money. Under this one, introduction you write first, then I'll continue with the functions, right? Functions of money are classified into 3 categories. All of you write down. Functions of money are classified into 3 categories. Give a dash and then write number 1, primary functions, number 2, secondary functions, number 3, contingent functions. Okay, first let me explain you, then I'll start giving you the notes of this. Okay, now primary functions of money. What is the primary? Now you come back to the meaning of money which I gave you people. What is the meaning of money? Anything which is generally acceptable and legally authorized. Anything which is generally acceptable and legally authorized by the government. Okay, anything which is generally acceptable and legally authorized by the government as what? As medium of exchange, as measure of value, as store of value, as standard of deferred payment. These are what? Medium of exchange, measure of value, store of value, standard of deferred payment are what? Are the functions of money. Okay, but all are categorized and classified into 3 categories. First is primary function, second is secondary function, third is contingent function. In exam you will never get that explain the functions of money. They will give you that explain the primary functions of money, or explain the secondary functions of money, or explain the contingent functions of money. This way you will get a question. So let me first explain you primary functions of money. Okay, let me first explain you the primary functions. So write down, we have written first the functions of money, and then you have written that functions of money are classified into 3 categories. Then you have written the name of the 3 categories. Now write down the first category, the function of first category, that is primary functions. Okay, now try to understand the primary functions. What do you mean by primary functions of money? Primary functions of money are the basic functions of money, are the fundamental functions of money. Now if you see the evaluation of money, first stage was commodity money, then there was metallic money, then there was paper money, now you have deposit money. So when the time passes, the role of money, the functions of money are undergone with several changes, but there are certain functions which were there in the first stage till today. Okay, so those functions are called the fundamental or the basic functions of money, and the fundamental or the basic functions of money is called the primary function. Is it clear? So what do you mean by primary functions? Primary functions of money are the basic or fundamental functions of money. Okay, so write down all of you. First heading, you people have written primary functions of money. Under this, write down the basic or fundamental functions of money is called, the basic or fundamental functions of money is called primary functions. Is called primary functions. Full stop. Then write, primary functions are explained below. Then write, primary functions are explained below. Now understand the primary function. जो फंक्शन शुरुआत से लेके आज तक एसोसिएटेड है मनी के साथ, उसको प्राइमरी फंक्शन कहते हैं. मीन्स समथिंग विच इज बेसिक, समथिंग विच इज फंडामेंटल. सो द फर्स्ट प्राइमरी फंक्शन ऑफ मनी इज मीडियम ऑफ एक्सचेंज. Money is used as a medium of exchange. Why money is used as a, why we use money for the medium of exchange? Reason being, money is generally acceptable and money is legally authorized by the government. हम लोग money को क्यों accept करते हैं for buying and selling, for a medium of exchange? हम लोग क्यों accept करते हैं? क्योंकि ये generally acceptable होता है. ये generally acceptable क्यों होता है? क्योंकि ये legally authorized होता है government के द्वारा. Because government has issued the money, that is why money is generally acceptable, and that is why money is used as a medium of exchange. So money, the first primary function of money is medium of exchange. So first we have written functions of money. We have classified the functions of money into three categories. First category we have started primary function. You have written the meaning of primary function as the basic or fundamental functions of money is called primary functions of money. Primary functions of money are explained below. You have written this, and now write down the first primary function, that is medium of exchange. Medium of exchange. So under this you write down, I have explained you why it is medium of exchange for two reasons. Two facts. Money is medium of exchange because it is generally acceptable and legally authorized by the government. So this only we have to write. So write down the first point, medium of exchange. Under this you write, money act as a medium of exchange. Money act as a medium of exchange as it is generally acceptable. Money act as a medium of exchange as it is generally acceptable and legally authorized by the government of the country. As it is generally acceptable and legally authorized by the government of the country. Full stop. Under this you write, medium of exchange is the fundamental function of money. Medium of exchange is the fundamental function of money. Okay, so we have completed the first primary function of money. Now write down the second, that is measure of value. Second primary function, measure of value, measurement. Measure of value. Measure of value means we measure the value of goods and services in terms of money. Yes, because we produce the goods and services which have several units of account. Some of the goods and services are measured in kg, some of the goods and services are measured in liters, some of the goods and services are measured in meter. There are several goods and services having several units of measurement. So we want a common unit of measurement. What actually provides a common unit of measurement? Money. Any commodity which is measured in kg, can be exchanged very easily with the other commodity, which is measured in liter, by expressing the value of both in terms of money. So second primary or fundamental function of money is measure of value. Money acts as a measure of value. It provides standard to the measure of value. Why it provides standard to the measure of value? Because different goods and services have different units of measurement. And a proper units of measurement is provided by money by giving common unit of measurement for all those goods and services which have a different unit of measurement. Is it clear? So under this second primary function, write down measure of value. Under this, write down the second important function of money is it acts as a measure of value. The second important function of money is it acts as a measure of value. Full stop. Then write, as we are aware that several goods and services are produced who have different units of measurement. As we are aware that several goods and services are produced which have different units of measurement. Full stop. So, we need a common unit of measurement. Full stop. And it is the money which provide common unit of measurement for all those goods and services which have different units of measurement. And it is the money which provide common unit of measurement for all those goods and services which have different units of measurement. Full stop. Then change the paragraph and write one line. Thus, money provide standard to the measure of value. Thus, money provide a standard to the measure of value. Full stop. So, if the question comes, explain the primary functions of money. What are the primary functions of money? First, medium of exchange. Second, measure of value are the two primary functions of money. So, we have completed the primary functions of money. Now, write down the next secondary functions of money. Secondary functions of money. Okay, what is secondary functions of money? It is secondary. Means those functions of money which are derived from primary functions of money are called secondary functions of money. Okay, the functions which are derived from primary functions of money is called secondary functions of money. So write down the heading now, secondary functions. Under secondary function, write down those functions of money which are derived from primary functions. Those functions of money which are derived from primary functions are called secondary functions of money. Full stop. Then write, secondary functions of money are explained below. Then write, secondary functions of money are explained below. Secondary functions of money are explained below. Okay. Now, we have three secondary functions. First is a store of value. Second is a transfer of value. Third is a standard of deferred payment. Store of value. What do you mean by store of value? Store of value means we can store the money for a longer period of time. We cannot store goods and services, because goods and services are perishable in nature. But we can store the money. So money provides a standard to the store of value. Second function is transfer of value. Yes, anything we can transfer from one person to other person. From one place to the, like I have a house in Gorakhpur. Suppose I want to transfer my house to Lucknow. Can I transfer my house to Lucknow? In normal situation, no. But in terms of money, yes. I can sell my house of Gorakhpur get the money and use the same money to purchase a house in Lucknow. So transfer of value also become possible by the money. So money also act as a transfer of value. Then next is what? Standard of deferred payment, future payment. Giving and taking of loan. Bank gives loan to the people. People return the loan after many years to the bank. But you suppose that if you are taking any commodity from person as a loan, and when you return that commodity to that person after many years, what will be the value of that commodity? It will be totally, after many years, definitely that commodity will have no value. So why money act as a standard of deferred payment or future payment? Because the value of money does not decreases at that rate, the rate at which the value of a commodity decreases. Okay, so secondary functions of money are store of value, transfer of value, standard of deferred payment. Is it clear? I'll complete this in my tomorrow's video. I'll complete the functions of money and even the money chapter. Only one last topic will be left of the functions of after functions of money is the supply of money. Is it clear? So most probably I'm going to complete your money chapter tomorrow. For today only this much. Thank you, children.